All right, what's up everybody? So lately I have been testing the NT1 like crazy. I've been running it through a bunch of different preamps, interfaces, trying to figure out what sounds the best with this microphone. And in that process, I ended up testing it with the Focusrite Scarlett Solo, the 2nd gen, and I was very shocked at the results that I was able to pull out of that thing. Being that this is a budget audio interface, I mean, I see them going for like 40, 50, 60 bucks used on the secondhand market all the time. That's incredible. The value proposition with this audio interface is unlike anything I have seen. I really am blown away with the quality that I've been able to pull out of this setup right here, and I just wanted to share it with you guys and go a little bit more in depth on the Scarlett Solo. Again, this is the 2nd generation. I'll break down some of the more notable specs on the Scarlett Solo, but I'll also share some of the cons so that you can really decide for yourself if this is something you want to go out and get. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump straight into the video. Guys, real fast, just a quick shameless plug, my Patreon. Right now you can join for just $5 a month and unlock a bunch of different benefits. I'm gonna leave a link in the description down below so that you can go and check it out and see if it's something that's right for you. I encourage you, go and check it out, see if it's something that you would like to join. So as some of you already know, I just got this microphone in the mail the other day. This is the Rode NT1, and I have been putting it through a bunch of tests so that I could figure out what I believe sounds the best with this microphone. And in that process, I ended up testing the NT1 through the MPA2, the ID22, and then borrowed the Focusrite off a family member of mine and figured why not, might as well run this thing into a more budget audio interface just in case it ends up sounding good. And to most of you, honestly, you probably would have assumed that this is going to sound good anyway. I know that there's a lot of people that swear by the Focusrite interfaces and use them, but this is coming from somebody who has never really used a Focusrite interface before. I know my most budget audio interface that I had in the past was a Presonus interface, so I've never really used the Focusrite interfaces before. So with this being my first time, I was genuinely surprised at just how good the audio ended up turning out. To me, this sounds very clean, and because this is such a sensitive microphone, I don't have to rely on the preamp as heavy as I would with something like the SM7B, and I'm probably somewhere around 3 to 4 o'clock on the gain, and no noise issues at all. Sounds very clean, very professional sounding. And the main reason for that is because this interface has such incredible EIN. I know it's right around minus 129, 128. That is very, very low. That's actually lower than the ID22. And the big difference between the two obviously being that the ID22 can supply up to 60 decibels a gain, whereas this can only supply up to 50. So using a dynamic microphone with this interface is really not possible unless you're using a Cloudlifter. However, if you're recording with a traditional condenser microphone, again, like the Rode NT1, you will absolutely never run into any noise issues with this setup. This is a very powerful combination, and both are considered to be budget pieces. I believe for the NT1, you can find these things going used for right around $150 to $200, and then for the Scarlett Solo, you can find those going for around 40, 50, 60 bucks. That is an incredible value proposition. Now, besides the fact that this Scarlett Solo is not USB-C, again, this is the 2nd generation. If you needed USB-C, that would be the 3rd generation. The biggest downfall, in my opinion, with this interface is the total amount of gain that this supplies to the microphone. Like I said earlier, this can only supply up to 50 decibels a gain, so if you were somebody that was looking for an interface to match up with your SM7B or whatever dynamic microphone you are using, chances are more than likely this will not work for that setup. You're gonna have to go and get a Cloudlifter, which is just an inline preamp so that it'll boost the signal and you will get enough gain to that microphone in order to record a healthy signal into your DAW. So if you're somebody who's gonna be using a dynamic microphone, I know that there's a ton of people out there that like the SM7B and choose that as their vocal microphone. This is really not going to work out for you unless you go and buy a Cloudlifter. But at that point, if you have to go out and buy another piece of equipment in order to make your SM7B or dynamic microphone work for recording your vocals, it really does take away from the whole value proposition of this audio interface. At that point, after you buy a Cloudlifter, you would honestly be better off just going and buying a much newer audio interface somewhere around the $200 range, because most audio interfaces in that price point is going to be able to adequately give you a healthy enough signal with the SM7B so that you're not running into noise and distortion. So again, if you are going to be using a dynamic microphone, I don't think that this is going to be the choice for you, but if you are recording with traditional condenser microphones, this is something to look at if you need just a portable very high quality audio interface that you can just toss in your bag and bring with you. So I'm actually considering buying one of these right now. I've been seeing them going for around 40, 50, 60 bucks. That is incredible. So I think I might actually pick one of these up after I'm done doing this video and just have that for if I'm going out of town and I don't want to bring around my nice equipment. This to me sounds very, very clean, very high quality. Nobody would complain about the way that this sounds. So again, very, very solid choice if you're somebody who is on a strict budget or just need something portable and a secondary audio interface that you can bring with you on the go. So what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think of the way that this sounds right now? I'm just recording with the NT1 going into the Scarlett Solo, and I'm recording right around -12 to -9 dBFS in my DAW. And again, no noise issues, nothing like that. It sounds super, super clean in my opinion, but I do want to hear from you guys. How do you think this sounds? And just for anybody who is curious how close I am recording from this microphone, I'm probably about 8 inches to a foot away from the microphone. So to me, it sounds very, very clean, very professional quality results that I'm able to pull out of this setup right here. So let me know. Anyways, guys, I think that's gonna wrap it up. If you haven't already yet, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon beside it so that you can stay notified for whenever I drop any of my upcoming videos. With that being said, I will see you all on my next one. Take care, everybody. Peace out.